and welcome to today's video. How you doing? I'm doing great. I need to wash my hair. My skin needs a serious exfoliation. Just general TLC. Today we're going to be playing around with the Alien palette. I probably shouldn't be doing it at this time of night. It's literally 10 o'clock in the evening, so if I'm slightly hushed, it's because I have neighbours and I don't want them to hear me through the wall. Me shouting like, I love the pigmentation! I hauled this in my massive beauty haul or massive makeup haul. If you haven't seen them already, I did a part 1 and part 2. I will link them in the eye somewhere here. They'll be in the eye if you want to go check them out, because I did loads and loads and loads and loads of makeup. And the Jeffree Star Alien palette was one of them, if I can get it out of the carton. I hauled this and I have just been so excited to get my hands into this ever since I opened it up and showed you guys on camera. I haven't touched a single shade. Do you know the restraint that I've had to force myself? Also, as you can tell, I'm not wearing a lipstick because I have 5 out of the 8 shades of the liquid lipsticks. I love Jeffree's formula of the liquid lipsticks. They are my favourite liquid lipstick formula, hands down. I think they're worth every single penny. So I'm going to wear one of these lipsticks when I kind of work out what tones I'm going for. As much as I want to dig into the greens, as much as I want to do it, I think I want to try and stick to the neutral tones and give it a pop of colour instead, because I have seen so many vibrant green looks with like the chartreuse and the lime, like fluorescent green, and I don't blame anyone for doing it because they're so unique, so amazing. I just love this palette so much and I haven't even played with it yet. I was going to go straight in and just prime my eyes and just get straight into this tutorial slash play with me with the palette. But I think I might swatch all these shadows just on the back of my hands, just to kind of see what they look like. I've used Jeffree's formula time and time again. I've got all of his eyeshadow palettes, and I think the eyeshadows are just, the formula is outstanding. I think I'm going to go row by row and just swatch on the back of my hand. Okay, so these are the top 4 shades here. This one is Pluto, this one is Titan, this one is Alien, and this one is Interstellar. All beautiful shades. This one is like a beautiful, beautiful shade here, and that is so vibrant. This one is very close to my skin tone, and this is a beautiful highlight shade. I'm very impressed so far. That is so vibrant. I'm so excited to try that out. So for the second row, the first shade is Abduction. This is the chartreusey yellow. I believe this is a really buildable colour. The second shade here is UFO, a really sort of bright yellowy gold with a hint of green in it. And then we've got a Gravity, which is a really beautiful kind of cool toned base colour. And then we have the shade Martian Soil, which is like a dirty, pukey, orangey brown, and I really, really love that colour too. And then for the third row, we've got this beautiful tealy colour called Flying Saucer. We then got Phone Home, which is a beautiful, almost taupey, mushroomy colour with a hint of lilac in it. We've then got Moon Rock, which is this very unique sort of greeny goldy shade, but it's far more greeny goldy than UFO. This is, yeah, it's a really unique colour. And then we have X-Files, which is like a greyish khaki grey. Again, all beautiful, very pigmented colours. And for the fourth row, the first shade is Ghost OG, which is this really steel, like navy boat steel grey with a hint of green undertone into it. Again, really, really unique. The second shade here is Area 51. This felt like the same formula, or being pressed the same as the shade Abduction, the chartreuse, because it's a little bit drier, and it feels like more of a buildable shade, and that might be because of the vibrancy of the colour, but it's like that. So I think this is going to be more of a buildable one. As you can see, it's a tiny, tiny bit transparent, like a little bit patchy, but not because of the formula, but because it just needs building up. And then for the final shade on this row is Space Cowboy, which has got a very khaki green base, and then this beautiful chocolatey brown metallic on top of it. You don't notice the green base until you can see it around the edges, so that's really unique again. And then for the last row, we have the shade Probe, which has got a brown base and a very tealy, very unique green like metallic glitter over the top. We've seen these sorts of colours before with brown base and green running through it, but this is for some reason more tealy and more unique. And forgive me for saying that the other one looked like Battleship Grey, because this is Battleship Grey. This is the shade Tall Grey. It's a blue based grey, absolutely stunning, really, really cool. Not a lot of shades like this out there. And then the final shade is Black Hole, which is of course the black at the bottom of the palette. It's not the most blackest of blacks, but actually I prefer it as a black because it looks more buildable and not so scary. So yeah, all of those shades are actually They're beautiful. I really do want to play around with these magical, like delicious tones like Interstellar and Moon Rock. They're just so yummy, but they're not necessarily loud. I kind of want to show how this could be a very wearable palette, because at the moment it looks kind of scary because the first things you see are these vibrant greens and yellows and purples. So I think I want to showcase how this could be a very wearable palette as well. So I'm going to do that. I am just priming my eyes with the Primark concealer. I love a bit of high-low. This concealer is life. If you haven't tried it, then what are you doing? What are you doing? I feel like because I am going for the neutral tones as well, I'm not going to set this too much because I really want the vibrancy of the pigmentation to kind of be showcased. So I'm just patting this in with my ring finger just to make sure there's no creases or anything. With this Real Techniques 203 brush, it's just basically a really petite blending brush. I'm going to go into the shade X-Files, this one here, which is that Battleship Bluey Grey. Again, really unique. I don't want to blend it too much because we haven't set that base. So I'm just patting this into my crease. And we will 100% be making this up as we go along today. Okay, and I'm just going to start wiggling this through my crease to blend it out. I always set my base, so I'm a little bit nervous because this is kind of a new technique that I'm trying out with like a really vibrant colour. Well, it's not vibrant, it's just really bold colour. But a lot of people are doing this now where they're not setting their base, they're just going straight in, and wow. That's a statement colour on my lid right there. I'm going to take this BO4 brush by Real Techniques and go into the shade Titan, and because it's so close to my, whoa, that's really powdery, and because it's so close to my skin colour, I'm just going to kind of graze the top of this tall grey colour on my brow bone, just so that in a second everything meshes really nicely instead of looking a bit too pigmented by the brow bone. With just a petite fluffy brush, I'm going to go into the shade Phone Home, which is this one here. And I know this is an ET reference, like obviously ET Phone Home, it's an alien film, love ET, such a classic. But this is genuinely the colour of ET. Like, it doesn't even have to be called Phone Home, it just, the colour reminds me of ET. I'm going to try and plonk this colour in a downwards motion but in my crease. So I've got like a gradient of this mauvey colour into the grey. So hopefully this works. You just know when you have a good quality eyeshadow palette, like you just know. You could take away the branding, you could take away the packaging. There's no denying that these shadows aren't beautiful to use. Just the blendability, the pigmentation, how they blend in with each other. Stunning, absolutely stunning. I wonder if alien invasions will ever happen one day. Like, I believe in aliens. Aliens. I believe in extraterrestrial things because they're, you know, scientifically and mathematically there has to be something else out there, I believe. But yeah, I wonder if there'll ever be like an alien, not attack necessarily, I hope not, but like an alien invasion. I was in between the shades UFO and Moon Rock, but I think I'm going to use Moon Rock and then go into Interstellar because I think these two work really, really well together and they'll really like merge beautifully. So I'm going to take the shade Moon Rock on a flat shader brush. I love how I started off this tutorial like, this is going to be so natural and so wearable. I mean, I'd wear it. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. I'm then going to take the shade Interstellar, this one right here in the top right hand corner, and I'm just going to place it in between that shade right there. I feel like those two shades like merge perfectly with one another. It kind of almost looks like the same shade but lighter. Without cleaning off that brush, I'm just going to go back into the shade Moon Rock because I just want to mesh the two shades together so it looks nice and blended. I'm going to go back into Phone Home there, and again using that pushing up motion, just redefine where I put it down. You can kind of already see it, but I just want to go over it. I know it seems like a lot of back and forth work, but I always seem to do this when I'm doing makeup, is I'm just going to take a bit of Interstellar and a bit of Moon Rock on each of my fingers like this. I'm just going to aim it where I want it and blend with my fingers rather than kind of deleting that purple out again. I'm going to use Pluto on my brow bone and my inner corners because that's like the most vibrant pearl shade and I really want this to pop. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm going to take Phone Home on like a fluffy brush and drag this on my lower lash line to kind of join up with what I've got going on, like a tail a little bit, but not too much. And then with a pencil brush, I want to take X-Files and just run this on my lower lash line as well. I know I said I was going to do a really vibrant wing, but I think I might do a black wing with a black hole and just wing it out just like a baby wing rather than across the whole lash line, because I thought I was going to be less colourful with this in terms of all like the glittery greeny things going on in my eyes. So I think I'm going to just take the black and just line like a little baby wing here. Quite like the black wing, so I want to put some false lashes on and then I think I'm done. While I let the glue dry on the lashes, I think I might go in with either Scandal or Jeffree Who or Can't Relate. I think this one here, Scandal, I might take the cake for the lipstick. So actually I thought I was going to do Can't Relate in the middle, but I think I might do Can't Relate because it's just a little bit, I don't know, I think it goes with like what I've got in with the crease, like that tiny bit of purple. Okay, so lashes and lipstick on. I feel like this is much more pinky purple than it looked on my hand. Change of plan, you guys. This is way too pinky purple for this eye look. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with just Can't Relate, just because I feel like it's a little bit more nudie and it will kind of suit the tones of the eye. I mean, once I've taken my hair down, I feel like this is actually quite appropriate and it looks like a bit more of a subtle alien kind of look, and I actually really love that. It looks greeny but not overpowering. Like, we didn't use those vibrant greens at all, like those chartreuse colours that everyone else seems to be using. I kind of wanted to see the shades that I wasn't seeing being used, so I've actually really obsessed with this look I've created. I feel like I could easily go out with this look on my eyes. I think the lashes honestly do make it, because all of these shades are so vibrant. I feel like when you pop on the lashes, actually it just kind of creates the look a bit more. So yeah, I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. It's not my finest work, granted, but it's nearly midnight and at this point I just want to take it off and go to bed. But I've actually really enjoyed playing around with this palette. I think it's actually amazing. I cannot wait to just play around with it a little bit more, perhaps come up a little bit more with a creative look. I really need to start getting into cut creases, but I'm really terrible at them. So yeah, I really want to start playing around with the colour more. I really love these liquid lipsticks as well. The formula is bomb.com. The packaging is amazing as well. So yeah, that's all I've got to say about it really. I just really like it, and hopefully you've enjoyed this little look I've created, a little bit more natural compared to some of the other colours. It didn't really go down the natural route, but there you go, beggars can't be choosers. I am trying to lower my voice as much as possible, so sorry if I sound like I'm trying to whisper, but it is like midnight, so everyone else in my house is asleep, so I'm trying to be as quiet as possible. But if you have enjoyed this video today, please do not forget to hit the thumbs up button, and hit the thumbs up button if you just don't wash off your swatches like me, and you'll get it all over your clothes later on. If you haven't already, please go and hit the subscribe button. It's free, and then you can see all my other videos that I create. Also ring the bell, because then it will notify you when I do upload. I upload at least once a week, at least. I'd like to build a schedule, but yeah. If you want to see any other looks with this palette, then you're more than welcome to comment down below and I'll do that for you. If you want to see a particular shade showcased that you haven't seen before, like a lot of these shades haven't been showcased, I feel. A lot of the vibrant ones have, but I feel like a lot of the ones down here haven't. If you want to see that, that's fine, just comment it down below. But if not, then I might just move on to other palettes and then come back to this one later in the year and see if I still like it. Thank you guys ever so much for watching once again. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in another galaxy, in another video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. So with this Real Techniques, what is this? My leg's gone numb. Oh my god. Oh, it's like painful. Ah. Oh, it looks pretty. It looks really pretty. Oh, the pigment, the pigment, the pigment. Oh, it's in my eye.